Timestamp, it is June 11th, 2026. It's a few minutes after 3 a.m. I'm going to be going to bed here in a minute. I've been working around here in the garage, boxing up books and stuff like that. A little bit of eBay, and working on making a diamond with my sphincter, just because I had that return pending on eBay and I didn't have the funds to cover it. Um, I waited till after 3 to go to bed, like now-ish, whatnot. Because that's kind of, I'm in Florida, and I think they close out their business day midnight, California. I think they're based in California. And basically I had till midnight, which again I think is 3 a.m. there, because that's kind of when it changes over, to issue a refund for the guy. Basically, he bought something for $400 and then, without warning, returned it. And I had already moved some funds around, so I was like, well, I'm listing some things, maybe if I can sell some. And I got an email from eBay at 3 a.m. on the spot, letting me know that they had issued a refund on my behalf, and they extracted the amount from my available funds. Confused by that, just because I only had so I owed 100, I owed 400, I had about 150 in dangling funds, basically sales that I made, and I don't have enough on my card that's linked to it to make up the whole 400. It was I think I had 330 of it. But it doesn't look like my card got tapped. It looks like they took away the funds that was pending on eBay that was on its way to me. Now it's not on its way to me. And I owe them the balance, maybe? I've never been in this position before. I don't know. I mean, there's no such thing as a free lunch. They're definitely they're gonna get the money from me. The easy way or the hard way. But I honestly don't know. I'm not sure what just happened. You know what I mean? I don't know. We're feeling all the emotions of Bugs Bunny at this point. I love this mug. It's one of my favorite mugs. And we're doing some of the Aldi brand that's the mint chocolate chip ice cream. Alex made it. I know what I made, Alex is up and running around and coffee is free flowing. So one interesting thing, and I'm gonna sell it, and I'll explain why. I found this because there's just books and books and also books on the shelf. I'll show you that in a minute too. So I'm an English major. I grew up reading a lot of classical literature. I'm not going to say I've read it all, but big fan of H.G. Wells. I like Jules Verne. Typically, most people that I found that are into science fiction and or classical literature, it's like the Tarantino Elvis Beatles thing. You love one, you like the other. I love H.G. Wells. I like Jules Verne. My wife is flipped, which makes this interesting, But I also read a lot of Stevenson. Good old Robert Louis. And I do have some older, editions of, and I know Treasure Island is his big thing, and of course he's the one that wrote the mysterious Jekyll and Hyde. That's Stevenson. Um, but of the pirate ones, because he did a fair amount of those, I actually like Kidnapped better than Treasure Island. Don't hate. So this is Eclectic English Classics, Stevenson's Treasure Island. Now, it's in rather nice shape, actually, considering it's got a inscription on the front, yellowing, some browning on the pages. But that's really to be expected because copyright 1913 by American Book Company. For 1913, that is a 100-plus-year-old book. That is in fabulous shape. Here's why I have a problem with it. It's this right here. Edited by Edwin Fairley, head of the Department of English, Jamaica High School, New York City. Now, I have nothing against Jamaica High School. I have nothing against New York City. I actually like New York a great deal. I have spent some time there, and I could live there. Yeah. The melting pot atmosphere, the arts culture. Yeah, I could live in New York. My problem is the edited by. This is where I come off like a complete snob. My big problem with the whole edited by thing is, and 1913, this was actually a fairly new book, really, at the time. So I want to say Stevenson was writing in like the 1880s and such. So it wasn't a classic yet exactly, but you don't need to edit a classic. You don't need to edit a classic. I like them in their original form, and if I get a more modern print, because I'm a snob when it comes to that, but it's a classic for a reason. I will seek out complete and unabridged, just because, yeah. Don't edit Stevenson, don't edit Dickens, don't. So I got a few things off my list today. Not a huge amount, but I'm on one very large task, so that's one of those things that I can put a check mark by on my list, but I can't cross it out yet, because McGurd, working on clearing the garage and flipping the space and all that, made some pretty good progress. I did get because if you know me, if you've been watching for a while, I'm a little obsessed with Looney Tunes mugs, Looney Tunes in general. I love Disney too, but Bugs and Marvin are kind of my jam. And I had come across a while ago a mug series, I think from the early 90s, which each mug is basically an individual short, an individual cartoon. Like there's a Connecticut, I think it's a Connecticut Rabbit in King Arthur's Court, which is, speaking of classical literature, based on it's a parody of Mark Twain's A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court, which is in fact one of the first like mainstream time travel stories. So I've got like Bully for Bugs, which is his Bugs Bunny's bullfighting one, Rabbit of Seville, the Barber of Seville one. This one popped up, and you look like you survived. I'm so happy about that. I want a sandwich. Cool. Very cool. Very cool. Mugs don't always survive shipping. And they've got this like marquee thing on the one side. Birds Anonymous, 1957. Oh, I remember this one. The parody of Sylvester's attempts to overcome his feathery habit won him and Tweety their second Academy Award. I did not know that. Yeah, I think this is the one where Sylvester is talking to like the other alley cats. It's like an AA meeting, you know, about they're working on their bird addictions. So I think this is probably when Granny turned on the light or something, based on the look on his face. Oh, you bad kitty. I think you got hit with an umbrella a lot in this cartoon. Pretty sure that happened. Yeah. Hey, you know, I understand being willing to go the extra mile for a laugh. I've been there when we were doing the improv show. Because we were doing 2 improv shows a month when we had the theater in the back of our shop and all that. Not every time, but every now and then we do the Mousetrap game, which, if you don't know what that is, it's an improv game, sometimes referred to as the most dangerous game. But the gist of it is, put you over here to get watched. Speaking Shakespearean there. Come on, cooperate. You can do it. Yay! So, yeah, the Mousetrap game, or the most dangerous game. 2 actors are doing a scene. They are, and you can do just about any kind of scene that you want. Frequently, the alphabet game is used, but it doesn't have to be that. And you are barefoot and blindfolded. And we had our stage was, I want to say like 12 by 20, and we had around 140 live mousetraps. So getting hit with an umbrella, yeah, feel Sylvester. So yeah, bookshelf, and it goes all the way down. mostly cookbooks. I'd say 70% cookbooks. But, you know, edited Stevenson, pulled out a couple of books over here. Needle Play, which sounds dirty, but it's not. Is a book that Vix pulled out the other day when she was looking through stuff. It's basically like embroidery or knitting. I don't know. I don't really speak that. There's a couple of antique books. There's Command the Horizon, which is a World War II kind of a photographic encyclopedia of aircraft, and I'm a fan obsessed with World War II to a degree. So it's like a big old thick, and it's an old school book, which those are I prefer it when I can get them. But yeah, it's got photographs and information about Spitfire, Flying Fortress. I mean, all the different like aircraft of the Zero. Then there was a Princess Diana book, because Pix is kind of a fan, actually. A lot of stories there, which I'm not going to go into just here. But yeah, the floor floods whenever we do laundry. So, and it, because there was cardboard and stuff like that, there's like some mold and mishivana. So I basically did a quick mop, but I didn't collect all the crap, but I threw some newspaper down to try and soak that up. I'll throw it out in the morning once it dries a little bit. But yeah, I gotta one brick. Just gotta keep telling myself that, because damn, guys, there is such a thing as too much. There's 3 batteries here. I'm not sure what the deal is on that. It's interesting though, because I know my dad stole the battery out of our car one time. We had to get a new one. I'm not sure if one of these is our battery from our car. Could be. And I know that he has like 3 tractors outside. They're like little John Deeres. And according to him, the burglar kept hopping the fence and stealing the batteries out of him. But here's the thing. Oh, the vent here feels so good. There's a vent, and it just, I think it's like one of the first ones in the chain, so it just like billows cold air down. We are all hyper aware that probably 90% of the time. Okay, here's the thing. I do think someone was at some point getting in the backyard and stealing stuff that my dad left out. I do think that. To have him tell it, his tractor batteries were getting stolen once a week. I don't know if that's true. Did they get stolen once? Maybe. And then I think he got batteries, pulled them out himself to prevent them from getting stolen, thought he had them in there and they had gotten stolen again, and just kept repeating the same cycle in his head of they got stolen again because I just put batteries in it. I think. But in any case, yeah, there's 3 batteries out there. I think one of them's probably from our car. We went through a lot of crazy bullshit. I know I whine on here a lot, but there was some crazy shenanigan bullshit that happened over a period of 2 years. My dad's brain was breaking in slow motion, and my wife and I were the only ones willing to say anything about it, basically. Because my mom was trying to protect him. But in protecting him, he was going untreated, undiagnosed, and free to roam the kingdom with 2 loaded guns in his pockets. True story. But yeah, we found some batteries out in the workshop too. I don't know what goes to what. It's a real hard thing to try and... There's so much debris, so much broken stuff, so much modified, we'll use that word, with a pinch of salt. It's really hard to tell if up is still up and down is still down. So I don't know what all these batteries go to. But I know there's more batteries than there are equipment. So... I don't know. Is it real possible that he bought batteries, pulled them out, thought they'd gotten stolen, went out and bought new batteries to replace the ones that didn't get stolen that he had tucked out in the alcove or in the workshop? Yeah, it's real possible. I've got a little latch-top tote over there that's probably the size of 4 loaves of bread, just to give you a perspective, full of like AA's, AAA's, C's, D's, because he kept buying big packs of batteries, and then they would get, he would leave it on the dining room table, and the burglar would break into the house and steal the batteries, so he'd have to go back to Lowe's or Home Depot or Walmart and get another pack of batteries because the burglar stole those. So, as a result, we got batteries for the next 5 years, easily. That's a great problem to have, but at a certain point, you have 500 AA's. Okay. Our flashlights are good for the next 10 years. Cool. As long as they don't go bad meanwhile, you know. It's just, man, I can't even. Pam, I can't even. Health check. I feel pretty good. I'm beginning to wonder because I'm getting weird stomach cramps here and there. And I know I'm a little concerned about it being, the big C word, but I also think it might be my peptic ulcer has come back after, 35, 40 years, what have you. Because my stomach has been dull, throbby pain all day, but also I've been sweating this financial thing on through my eBay account, so stress aggravates an ulcer, and today has been stressful. I've been communicating with a couple of people that are trying to lowball me on some stuff, and I could have taken one of them. I could have taken the offer, and it would have gotten me the money to cover the return, but I also would have been taking like half of what the item is worth. Yeah, I gotta be I gotta be true to the value of. Here's the thing: it's not a. I know that things are only worth what somebody's willing to pay, but if I've got something up for $500 and it's worth $500, and other items in the same condition that are the same thing have sold for $700 and $800, letting me know that even with $500 I'm going cheap, and the person offers me $200 for it. No. No. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? There's desperate and there's foolish. Am I desperate? I was a little desperate here and there, but I'm not going to give things away either. If somebody wants to offer me a ridiculously low price on some of the Beanie Babies, I might be willing to do that. Because 80 totes worth of Beanie Babies, yeah. You want to make a deal? Okay, sure. Sounds great. But yeah, no, when we're talking about like really, really hard to get a hold of action figures, or older comics that are in 6.0, 7.0 kind of shape, I got a price guide. I know what they're worth, and I can look up other sales on eBay and see that other people have sold it for more than I'm asking. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty happy with the resolution that has happened so far, because it doesn't look like my card got attacked. They zeroed out the funds that were coming my way through the various sales. Okay, that's fine. It's fair. And I do owe a little bit, but honestly, just one of the higher ticket items that I have up sells, and it clears my tab, and I have funds coming as well. So I'm okay with this. Because yeah, I've got a couple of things that people are asking questions about, and I can tell that one guy is actually kind of haggling, but he's lowballing me a bit. No. Yeah, I had somebody offer me half of what I was asking, and they wanted free shipping as well. And it's like, no, because of the value of the item, the shipping, I have to do insurance on that, and that's going to cost like an additional $30 because of how much it is. No, we're not even discussing that. Flat no. I'm not selling you a $900 item for $450 and waiving the shipping. No. The $450 is not even a thing, much less I'm giving you another $30 in me handling the shipping. No. It's okay. I mean, it's good. It's good. There's nothing wrong with the coffee. It's just not my favorite. I had a pot of vanilla earlier, though. So, that's the good stuff. Yeah, but I picked up the banana split and mint chocolate chip ice cream coffees from Aldi just on a whim. They're okay. I like the mint chocolate chip more than the banana split. Do I want to drink them every day? No, I really don't. They're okay. Yeah, I got a blueberry one from them one time a year ago. It was like blueberry crumble. It was like a dessert coffee. It was okay. But their vanilla, their breakfast blend, all that stuff. Yeah. All day long. Let me see if that guy's gotten back to me. No, not as yet. He may be Betty by 2. Yeah, but I sold a couple more things today, so need to get those out by Friday. Sold a Monster High doll and a Doctor Who action figure lot. So I have to ship those by Friday. That won't be a problem. Actually, no. One of them I have to ship by Friday, the other I have to ship by Monday. Because it came in after midnight. I'll still probably get it out Friday. It's not that big a hardship. And it gets it to him a couple days earlier. So. But now that this crisis is averted, I'm going to go get some sleep. It's been a long day. And I did get my 1 brick. I need to wait for the soup to dry. It's going to be easier to move around out there. I don't necessarily want to be like sloshing through like moldy water. It's probably not a great idea. Partially because I don't want to track it everywhere, and partially because I don't need to be breathing it in. Emphysema. Moldy, dusty, mildew environment. Probably not good for me. What am I saying? Of course it's not good for me. Probably. Let me think about it. Yeah, no, I know it's not good for me. Okay, cool. I found a kind of a nice comforter, but it was a little dirty, dingy, so I watched that. Really thick, very quilty. I'm hoping that it doesn't have like a moldy mildew thing going on. I am so sorry. If you're watching this in the morning, I'm so sorry. You feel like, man, I can't go to work. I'm tired again. But yeah, because of it being stored out there, I am a little concerned that it may have a moldy mildew kind of thing going on. I did wash it twice with some Lysol. So I'm optimistic and hopeful that science prevailed. I don't know. I'm feeling good about it though. More or less. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Picks should be here tomorrow. I think we have to go take care of my dad's rent. We'll check on him. See what year it is. It sucks. I know it's not his choice. I know it's his brain that just broke, you know. But it's weird. It's weird when you realize you've been forgotten. Because for him it's 1964. And yes, I'm old. I was born in 70. That's pretty good. For 55, right? Alright. It's not exactly that I've been forgotten. It's just that I don't exist in his timeline yet. Because he's doing what I guess they call time shifting. It's a form of like regression, which apparently, because I did my homework, it's fairly common with Alzheimer's. I'm so sorry. My dad has been officially diagnosed with vascular dementia, but it's not uncommon for someone with vascular dementia to also have Alzheimer's. And based on the time-shifting regression, my personal opinion is that he probably has both. I believe it's not as common, like it doesn't happen with the vascular, but it almost always happens with Alzheimer's. And I know I've got a buddy who, his grandfather went through it, Alzheimer's, and during the last like 6 months of his grandfather's life, uh, it was World War II. And my buddy, whose name is Joshua, started getting called Charlie because that was his grandfather's buddy's name in World War II. So Joshua didn't exist yet in his world either, but his best friend, I think he was in the Navy, his best friend Charlie, I guess he looked enough like his buddy to, his grandson became his GI buddy. In the same way that I'm not my dad's son, I'm his cousin. It's weird. I keep hearing David Tennant in my head, the whole wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey. Yeah, that sentence did run away from me a bit, didn't it? The whole scene in my head. But anyway. Hug your parents. Hug your kids. You don't know how long you got either one of them, no matter which side of the equation you're on. It's true. Sucks. It's true. Make those moments count if you can, Make it a great day.